Hello YouTube, welcome to a food video where today we're going to be looking at Hershey's s'mores. Now technically, this is not going to be me showing you how to make a s'mores and going in, in the bonfire because, well, few things first. I don't have wood. It's raining as crazy and there's snow still. That's not happening. But I'm going to show you a special alternative. So let's check out the ingredients, shall we? First things first is we need 1 egg, 1/8 of a cup of vegetable oil or canola oil. Don't use olive oil. 1/2 cup of milk, 2/3 of a cup of flour, no more than 1/4 cup of sugar, graham crackers, of course chocolate chips, or in this case it's semi-sweet Chip-Its from Hershey's, and of course, what else is a s'mores without marshmallow? We need that too. You can use standard, well, the big marshmallows, but I'm going to be using the small marshmallows, excuse me, in order for that to happen today. It makes it a little easier. And of course, don't forget your cutlery so you can eat that delicious thing. First things first, you can drop the milk first before mixing, and this is what I did, so let's go ahead and mix. Afterwards, drop the sugar. Two-thirds cup of flour, right in there. Now you want to mix thoroughly. Now as you can see, flour always makes a little bit of a mess, so it's a good thing to grab your spatula and to just scoop the sides. You can get the perfect mixing. You want to go under too because sometimes it sticks to the bottom. And there we go. Scoop that up. Go there. And finally, the oil. Normally I never use that in my pancake mix, but that's what they called. Well, that's the pancake batter, but we're missing something. The good old graham crackers. How are we gonna put this in there? Well, it's easy. Sort of. You can either take them out of the bag and bash the living crap out of it, or you can also use one of these or one of these. But there could be one other way too. We're gonna figure it out together. You take, we're gonna start with one, break it in a couple bits and pieces. There you go. Well, I might want to drop 2 in there, since it's gonna be 2 pancakes, 2 waffles. There you go. Just squish them a bit. I know it still makes no sense because the pancake's gonna be way too, well, awkward. We'll see if the mixer can actually help break it. So let's figure it out. Well, that's not quite what I expected, but turns out it did okay. It's okay to have a couple of, small clumps. I mean, it is s'mores, it is dirty food after all. Now this step is completely optional because the recipe I saw on the internet called this mainly for wafers. I came out with the idea of trying it as a pancake, and it, well, sort of did okay with it. So what you might want to add, this is completely optional once again, is some chocolate chips. Just drop them in there, maybe a bit more. Oop, not too much. Don't want to have too much. That's enough. And then you just mix it without turning on the blender. And there you go. The reason why we don't want to add too much in there is, well, s'mores, the chocolate goes in the middle, the same with the marshmallows. So that would defeat the purpose if we added too much. But hey, I mean, it's something anyways. So it's time to get cooking. Right now the heat is at max, just so I can get the butter sizzling, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take our monstrosity and plop one in. Once the pancake is in, put the heat on 4. Of course there's going to be a bit of a smoke because the pancake doesn't cover the entire surface, but good enough anyways for now. Also get yourself a plate ready. Flip it around for a nice golden brown. Don't be afraid, just don't. Always keep an eye when you cook, so you don't go, do something else. Because the worst thing you want to have is smoke in your kitchen and your fire alarm going off, and yeah, that kind of makes you look like a fool and ruins your day, especially for the smell. And also putting the amount of effort depending on what you cook, So we'll let that finish, and we're going to start the next one. Biggest thing to do is to always make sure that the pancakes you make, every 2 of them, have a 1-to-1 ratio as close as possible. If not, you'll end up looking with something that'll make like, Flipped around. And now the tricky part will begin. After this pancake is in, I'm going to take it out, put the other pancake in, put it on this pan, and this is what I call pancake juggling. You'll understand why in a minute. Okay, now reducing the heat to low, or 2 for my oven. And this is where it gets really tricky. This is where the s'mores action actually comes in. You want to put chocolate chips around, don't overdo it, and don't go right on over the edge or else it's going to spill. When the chocolate melts, it's going to spread by itself. But the biggest problem is, even though the chocolate itself is see, it's starting to melt anyways. The chocolate itself is not that bad to place. Oh shit. Try to not put it on the pan and try not to do what I just did. This could result into a pretty big burn injury. That's not the problem. The problem is the marshmallows. This is why you want to try to grab smaller marshmallows, because they tend to go all over the place. So now I'm going to drop the marshmallows. Once again, try not to put it in the skillet or the pan or whatever you want to call that. And always try to keep it centered. So that looks around acceptable. Now, let's go ahead and add our other pancake and squish it. You should really squish it like this, but the point is, you want to, avoid burning yourself. Once the chocolate seems to have melted, you can always take a peek. The chocolate's still melting, marshmallows about to melt. When it's going to be melted, you just take a peek, and when you feel like it's good to pull, you just pull it right out. However, if you do want to pull it out before, what you can do as well is to put it in the microwave for around 40 seconds. At this point, turn off the heat. Peeking. Oh yeah. Oh boy. And we're having it alright. One thing, never ever flip it. If you miss the flip, it just splits in there and you just destroyed your entire s'mores pancake. In the meantime, it's always a good idea to try to clean up a bit. Don't let your dish go unattended though. Oh boy, that baby's done. Alright, pick it up. In the plate. And that's it. Okay, so before I dive into this, if you are having a history of diabetes or you're following a specific diet where you're trying to have a low calorie consumption, this is going to be a cheat day. And for those of you who are diabetic, I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe maybe a little slice just for the taste, but that's it. This thing should serve anywhere between 2 to 4 people, depending on how big your stomach is. So that's a good thing. And also, I believe if you can't finish the whole thing, if you're on your own, for example, put it in the fridge, zap it in the microwave later. It could work. But anyways, we're gonna taste this fresh. So, Let's try cutting it in half. Like a pizza. And let's take a small. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh boy. Trying to go all into it, and oh boy. Oh, s'mores. Ooh. Well, here goes nothing. That is a fat s'more. Fat s'mores. But bloody is that thing good, and bloody does it pack a punch. And no matter what you try, it's still freaking dirty food. You get it over all your fingers. And I've been trying to cut it clean, and yeah. Tried to take a first bite off camera, and yeah, it didn't look too well, so I tried it again. Well, if you want to make a pancake s'mores, you know, if you cannot have a bonfire and make it on the fire the good old camping way, well, you can always resort to have it homemade. You can also zap that thing in the microwave if you want, or you can get a little creative and make 2 pancakes and have a s'mores sandwich, more or less, and share it with your friends. Pretty neat, huh? So there we have it. This is a video that has been inspired by s'mores and one recipe on the internet. And of course, I had to add my touch and convert it to my way, because why the fuck not? So, if you have any questions, comments, anything you would suggest maybe on your own recipe, go right ahead and post them down in the comments below. Except telling me that it's a calorie fuck clusterfuck, because I know it's a fuck clusterfuck. So, yeah. So, with that all said, until next time, take care.